Hey everybody, it's Georgana from Adorn It, and we're in the studio today with a darling new project that you are going to love, and I can guarantee you're going to be addicted to this cute concept and pattern idea because it is so simple. It is a darling bag pattern, and when I say bag, I immediately as a sewer think, oh, that sounds hard. I don't know if I can handle that, but let me tell you, this is definitely a beginner sewing level because of the simplicity of how easy this bag is to make. And let me just say, it's so unique. This is not something that you're gonna find anywhere because of how cute this pattern is. Now the pattern is designed by our sweet friend Mimi Shemp. You don't have to use a jelly roll. You can use fabric yardage, and it's really simple to do it that way too. Now we have these all done up as kits to make it even easier for you, because if you're like me, you're really busy and don't have a lot of time to go around trying to find which fabrics you want and compile the coordinating set. And so we have made your life easier, and we have put together our favorite fabric sets all together in a kit using fabric yardage. Okay, so you can see right here, this is using our fabric line that's called Sunshine Girls. I love this one because it is such fun, girly colors. It has the purple, it has the pink, and my favorite in this line is the pop of the mint and the teal in this line. And what's so cute about this pattern is even though these are mixed with some very nice tonal blenders, it also has the print fabric in here. And just because the print is bigger doesn't mean that it doesn't work with a smaller cut of fabric. So you can see how darling the array of designs look in this cute pattern. Now the other one that I love that we have as a kit is using our Adorn It fabric line called Farmhouse Fields, and this one is a little bit more of a sophisticated look, and it's the beautiful popular still blue mixed with the blacks and the browns and the tans. So you can see how beautiful all the colors look together in this different kit. So all of these are available on our website, adornit.com, where you can get the kits and you can get the pattern. So let's kind of dive in a little bit and show you how to construct this darling bag. All right, now we're ready to get started. So let me tell you all the basics of what you're gonna need. First step is you're going to need to purchase the pattern from adornit.com. This is our Take Along Tote by Mimi Shemp for Adorn It. And this pattern, Mimi has done such a fantastic job putting all the step-by-step photos in here and the instructions. It's really, really simple. So I'm gonna go over the basics of the pattern today, but this has all the details of how to construct the bag, and she's done a great job. And I know that even if you're a beginner sewing level, you will be able to put this cute bag together, okay? So you're gonna need the pattern. Now, if you choose to use our fabrics, we have several different kits of pattern variety, like I just showed you. We have the Farmhouse Fields, Sunshine Girls. We have a really pretty one that's rainbows. So this one comes with all the fabric yardage that you're going to need. Additionally, you're going to need some warm and natural. That's what makes this bag so soft and flexible inside of the jelly roll. So it's really important that you have some warm and natural. Now, if you are new to sewing and you don't know quite what warm and natural is, it is a cotton batting that comes in different sizes, and we're using the crib size warm and natural, okay? So the color, it comes in different colors, but I'm just using the natural color today, and the color really doesn't matter because you are just going to be using it in between your fabric, okay? So you're gonna want some warm and natural with your product list. Okay, so you're gonna get out your instructions, and you're going to take your fabric and you're gonna cut it down into 2.5-inch strips. Now, like I said earlier, if you are using jelly rolls, that's the beauty of a jelly roll. They already come in 2.5-inch strips. So this is a fun pattern that you'll be able to reuse time and time again with different fabric lines. You'll see here I have the fabric pre-cut into 2.5-inch strips. So once you start your cutting, you're going to cut them 2.5 inches wide, and then you're going to cut them by 19 inches long. So you're going to end up with a nice piece of 19-inch long cut fabric yardage, okay? Then you're also going to need to cut your warm and natural down to 2.5-inch strips as well, Okay, so now all of these details and step-by-steps are here in the pattern, so you won't have to refer back to our video here because everything she's pictured so nicely in the pattern. First step, you're going to need to cut down your Adorn It fabric to 2.5 inch strips. So you can see here I have a sample of my fabric cut into a 2.5 inch strip. Then you're also going to need to take your Warm and Natural, and you're going to also need to cut those down into 2.5 inch strips as well. Now all of these details are all in the pattern. So this, like I said earlier, is so self-explanatory. I love the pictures that Mimi has included in the pattern, so it makes it really easy to follow along. So once you have your strip of fabric cut down and your Warm and Natural, you're going to take and you're going to layer them on top of each other. So you're going to put the batting on top of the fabric, the wrong side of the fabric. So every fabric has a wrong side and a right side. So you can see here, this is my vibrant fabric side, which is facing down, and my wrong side, which is the dull side of the fabric, is facing up. So I've layered my batting on top. Then you're going to take and you're going to use an iron and an ironing board, and you are going to fold your fabric and the batting inward into half. So you can see you're going to fold this side in half, and you're going to fold this side in half so that it meets right here in the center. Can you see that? So you're just going to use your iron to press that so that it makes it easy for you to be able to sew this in the next step, okay? So once you have ironed and pressed all of your strips with your Warm and Natural inside, then you're going to take it over to the sewing machine, okay? So you can see here I've done that step, so I'm just going to go back for just a minute. So you've pressed it. Now once you've pressed it, you're going to take your strips and you're going to actually fold them right in half like this, okay? And that's where then you take it to the sewing machine and run a seam closing those two pieces together. So you're making a whole bunch of these little tiny strips with the Warm and Natural. So they're really nice and poofy. You can see here now that I have taken that to the sewing machine and run a seam along that. So you can see here, this is where I was folding it and running my seam along it, okay? So you're gonna end up with several of these strips just like this, okay? So once you've done all your fabric like that, then what you're going to do is then you're going to pair your strips up together, line them up the way that you want so that they are appealing to the eye of the different colors and variations of the patterns. And then you're going to take them to the sewing machine and you're going to just take a nice wide zigzag stitch and you're going to zigzag stitch them together, each of the different tubes. I'm going to call these a tube because that's kind of basically what they are. And so to adhere them together, you're just using that nice wide zigzag stitch, as you can see here. And then you just keep layering them on top of each other. And it's just that simple. Okay, so you can see here, this is a panel that we have done with our Adorn It burnishes, and we wanted them in a rainbow assortment. So you can see here we have a beautiful array of colors that we have zigzag stitched together, creating a panel, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to do your zigzag stitch panel. You're going to make two of them because you need a front side and you need a back side to your bag, okay? So you're making two of those. And then what we do, let me show you the next step. This is the cute Sunshine Girls. What you're going to do is you're going to take those two panels and you're going to sew a bottom section. Let me take this out of the camera. You're going to sew a bottom section in there so that you have that. And this also has Warm and Natural, and I love how on this particular pattern we've just done the straight stitch which mimics the lines, but this really isn't the tube effect. The bottom piece is just the layers of the fabric with the Warm and Natural underneath, okay? Now on this particular one, we didn't do any of the quilting. You can see it's just a nice solid piece of fabric. So really the finishing effect is up to you of how you're going to finish your bag on the bottom, okay? So you're going to sew your two panels together with the bottom of that bag, okay? And then the handles, surprisingly, are also done the exact same way. You take the two strips of fabric and you do the zigzag stitch for the handles. So even the handles are that nice cushiony feel because of that warm and natural in there. So this is the softest bag. Okay, so that is the basic of how you create these darling take-along totes. It's that simple. That's why I said a beginner can definitely master this darling pattern. Now, the rest of all these steps are included in the pattern. Very simple to follow along with Mimi. You can even add a pocket inside, and she shows you how to do that optional piece in there as well. So make sure that you head on over to adornit.com to snag your take-along tote pattern and the kits, because we have all that ready for you so you don't have to do any of that hard work of putting the fabrics together. We've done that for you. You just get to now have the enjoyment of sitting down at the sewing machine and sewing a beautiful project. Like I said, you're going to love this pattern, and it's going to be one that you're going to be making time and time again because of how simple and fun it is to make. Thank you so much for joining me today in the studio, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we are always having really fun tutorials here on the YouTube channel that we don't want you to miss out on. Thank you.